My point is ICF Core Sets. I'd like to hear from you some comments after this block. And as you know, I have written something about core sets, and now today I would like to share some little points with you that I think they are really important. And I'd like to know your perspectives on those thoughts. As everybody knows, ICF core sets can be elaborated from different ways for treatment goals, for big areas like mental health or other, and for professions like corset for PTD, corset for OT, corset for work health, social care. And we have ICF core sets for disease. That's the point of this presentation. I'd like to talk about ICF core sets for disease. So what is a core set? What is that? Uh, Actually, a core set is the main choose categories for to cover expected profile from a given disease. So you think about an ICD code, ICD-9, ICD-10, whatever, and then ICF categories are previously chosen to cover functioning as a consequence of that disease. Okay? Why to do that? Why to do corsets? People who like to use corset, they say several things, but the more frequent sentence here is corset, ICF corsets solve the ICF complexity. So they see ICF complexity as a problem to be solved. And then the corset, the ICF corset, disease corset based on these, I don't know how to say it, but is the solution for the problem. So let's go. I would like to share with you this article. You can take a print the screen, but it's a very important article to read. Take a read, take a read, sorry. It's not a new one. Actually, it's from 10 years ago or more. And it, in that time, made me some reflections. And look, there is a sentence in this article that is, however, there is a danger of taking one step back in reverting to a disease-specific classification. So, is a ICF core set and disease-specific classification? So if it does, we are in trouble. Let's see the page 4 of ICF PDF in English version. ICF has moved away from being a consequence of disease classification. So ICF has moved away from being a consequence of disease classification. Oh, I have to say again, ICF has moved away from being a consequence of disease classification. If you open the book, the red book, you can read this sentence, this paragraph, in the introduction. So let's move away. ICF is not a classification of disease consequence. That is, it does not refer to the impact of disease on people's health. And how do you feel with this information? Because if you don't feel better, maybe your mind is deeper on the biomedical model. See, there are other documents. This is a document from FDRG, some presentations, some old presentations from Olaf. You can read with me, but look, the first phrase, the first sentence, relying exclusively on a core set to determine a person's functional level, okay, functioning level maybe, can lead people to miss important individual needs. This is another work from Olaf, and last year in the annual meeting. Here he's comparing different health conditions, different ICF codes, ICD codes, but children with similar functioning profiles and similar needs. So is that possible? Is that good to have ICF Core Set based on specific disease? And this is another article that I would like to share with you. It's from Olaf Camargo também. Sorry, it's also from Olaf Camargo. But as we strive from the delivery of individualized, tailor-made care, we should not attempt to fit all individuals that share the same diagnosis into ready-made solutions that might prove too restrictive. Okay, that is the biopsychosocial model. I'm sorry it is in Portuguese language, but here we do not speak Portuguese or English language. We speak ICF language, so everybody can understand what is written here. I'd like to show one point. Is there any difference between this model and this model? This is the biopsychosocial model. This is the core set model. Can you see any difference between them? That difference, this red ball, this red balloon. The real model is multidirectional. So this is not the biopsychosocial model. Let's read ICF again. There is a dynamic interaction among these entities. Interventions in one entity have the potential to modify one or more of the other entities. These interactions are specific and not always in a predictable one-to-one relationship. So maybe ICF Core Set based on disease take our mind to other model that is not the biopsychosocial model. What else? Let's read ICF again. Point 3.1. In fact, ICF is about all people. The health and the health-related status associated with all health condition. Associated is not like as consequence. 3.3, ICF does not classify people, but describes situation of each person. The description is always made within the context of environmental and personal factors, not health condition. condition. And ICF again, page 14, the main information matrix is performance and capacity, the two qualifiers in all of the chapters of activities and participation, all of them. We can't choose someone, all of them. See, we can make some adaptations. We can see this in ICF Annex 8. Annex 8. Look, research versions. Here, if you read the paragraph, you can think a core set can do that. Yes, it can, but for research versions and not for clinical use versions. Okay, we can have core sets for clinical use versions in big areas, professions, like I said in the beginning. That is what ICF has in its content. And the last thing that I would like to say is that complexity is what we need. Functioning is complex. So if we want to describe functioning, we must have a tool as complex as possible to do that. Okay?